So the boat has sailed. We hit a concrete wall. You're being buried alive. That's right, the magic buyout. What happened and what you can do. It's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you're somehow finding me out there in YouTube land, well, thanks a lot for checking out my content today. Really hope you guys enjoy it. Smash that subscribe button. Join in the fun. It's free to do. It's the best thing you can do for a small YouTube channel trying to get to that 5,000. We're trying to get to cake. Can't wait to have that party with you guys. Be there, man. Hit that subscribe button. All right, guys. You know, the buyout happened. Okay? We started in like October, November. It got really insane in December. Now we're in January, February, March, April, May. I've done a lot of finance videos. I've covered a lot of reserve list stuff. I've been following it now for like a year and a half straight. Started small. I got really involved. I've really seen what's been going on in the market. I've been talking to a lot of people. Guys, you missed it. If you're new to my channel, chances are you've missed this wave of buyouts, of the new price adjustments that happen when people bought these cards. It's not the end of the world. That's the good news. It's not the end. You have a chance. It's okay. As with anything in a buyout, there are dips, there are lows, there are valleys, there are climbing hills, there are mountains to go up. Okay? There's lots of ways. I myself have missed many opportunities in my life, and you have probably missed some too. When we look back at even the Fallen Empires, the worst reserve list cards, when you look at Homelands and some of the really weak reserve list cards, I have to tell you, it's not all about the functionality of the card, and that's the mistake people made. That's the big one. Some people just want it because it's reserve list. They just want to say, I've got cards that will never be reprinted. I've got 100 of this. I've got 20 of this. I may only have 4 or 1 of this. I have 10 Candelabra of Thanos. I've got 20 Chaos Orbs, because you know Magic is all about chaos. Wizards changes things up all the time, gives us new stories to follow, gives us new broken cards, power creep, but some of the oldies and the goodies, the reserve list cards, that original artwork, that original feel the game had, that's never coming back, which is why it's one and done. When you buy that card, when you add that to your collection, it's yours forever. And that's a really big thing for a lot of people out there. I buy a lot of cards. I enjoy collecting them and just putting them in a binder and flipping through. If I enjoy that and I can think about it, just, oh, that was fun when I was checking my cards last week. I can imagine how many of you feel the same way flipping through your collections. So for people who are just coming into this area of Magic and saying, I would like to start getting into reserve list cards, it's all about budget. It's all about how much you want to spend. You might be a wealthy guy, my wealthy girl, wealthy person. You can just say, hey, I can put 5K in right now. I can put 10K. I can put 20K. All right, great. Now you're asking which cards should you buy? Well, if you have that kind of cash, you're going for the big boys, man. Get them out of the way. Maybe you want to have one of every reserve list card ever printed. Imagine that. One of every single one. That's awesome. But for people who are just starting out who don't have a lot of money, you got to start small. You got to pick up the $5, $6 cards, which used to be 30 cents. You notice no reserve list cards are that cheap anymore, and I've been looking for deals for the people on this channel. I'm watching carefully to see if I can find you guys something. And so far, it's not happening. Okay, there's been a few dips in certain cards, but nothing even dramatic. Okay, I have another finance video coming to you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be a Saturday pre-recorded video as I start to tidy up the basement. They're finishing the work right now. And it's kind of crazy to see that, yeah, there's no like dollar cards anymore, really. Okay, everything's kind of way above that. And this is the first wave of the, I guess, bad reserve list cards, the ones that nobody really cared about for like the last 25 years. This is the first time those cards have gone up. So you got to remember this. If you're new and getting in, and let's just say you go for Elvish Farmer. Okay, the guy who makes little spore counters and stuff. Still an elf, by the way. And you go for that guy. And he's like a $5 card. And you go, okay, I'm gonna get Elvish Farmer. You don't know if they're gonna bring back Thalids or Spore decks, and then 5 years from now that card's a $100 card. That's the thing that people don't know about. A bad reserve list card can easily become a good reserve list card depending on what Wizards decides to print. Wizards is going very nostalgic. They're bringing back a lot, like Dakon Blackblade coming in. We have no idea what they'll add to Modern Horizons 2, But guys, expect that nostalgia. They're really hitting on that, the lore, the history. A lot of cards like Thalids, Thralls, a lot of those old kind of mechanics really could come back into the game and you wouldn't even realize it. So if you've missed this buyout boat that's sailed, if you hit that concrete wall and the cards are too expensive, there are other cards that are still rising that could be hit up by a player, collected, invested in, and possibly resold 5 years from now for a lot of profit, depending on how that goes. You just have to look at the cards you think you can afford. I always say I want a play set usually. I want to get 4, generally speaking, has been my mentality, but there's a couple of cards I have 7 or 8 of. And that way I can sell off a couple later on. And in that case, a lot of people don't realize that they can do that. Just spend $50, get 10 of something, a cheaper card, set it and forget it like any other investment. You just set it and forget it. At worst, it's a reserve list card. You've got a piece of Magic history sitting in a binder. That's the worst case scenario for you. The best case scenario is that $5 card I just told you to buy becomes a $20 card. And remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm a guy who hoards Magic and never graduated Magic University, didn't even make it one semester, and I sit here in this room after being chased out of my basement by a flood. I offer no professional advice. This is an entertainment channel. But if you were going to buy, if I am going to buy, I'm still going after those $5 and $10 cards because those cards have room to grow. Whereas a card, let's say, like Time Twister, it's like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. It's kind of hit a ceiling, right? You have to agree, like, ooh, that's a pretty high up card. But $100 City of Shadows, $120. A Voros Stronghold for $200. Those have years of growth ahead of them. So if you can get into those cards now and start buying them up, they could be the next Mox Diamond. But they're probably not going to go any lower. So it's a pretty safe bet that cards like that will always be desired by people. And that's what people forget. They get caught up in the new FOMO. So although you may have missed out on the big buyout of 2020, 2021, there is no reason why you can't get in on the ground floor of the newer cards and start working your way up to that top. I myself have started collecting up a few more of the lesser known cards just to say I have some, just like I'm talking about with you guys now. Put a few aside, set it and forget it. You can't go looking at it every day. You can watch my finance videos. You can kind of catch up on things as it comes along, or if I see a spike somewhere. But guys, it's not going to hurt to leave them in the binder. You would have spent that $5-10 going to get a Big Mac meal, right? Might as well spend the $10 and get a couple of reserve list cards that could pay you dividends later on with some very big returns if you decide to sell it. Or, heaven forbid, you put it in a deck and just enjoy the card, right? Build some fun deck that makes no sense just to use Thalids, just to use the Restoration Bomb from or maybe you and your friends get together and you can only build decks with Fallen Empires. We set the rules, right? It's a card game. We're not going to a tournament with Fallen Empires cards, but you can set little fun decks for you and your friends to play and have a blast with. You can pick up big bulk cards like that. Maybe it has a few reserve list cards in it and make out like a bandit. You can still buy a full complete set of Fallen Empires for $250. Think about how many reserve list cards are in a set of Fallen Empires. There's a lot out there that you'll be able to get your hands on if you pay attention to it. So although you may have missed out, you may have, I can't get a Mox Diamond, it's too expensive. You're right, maybe it is too expensive for you. Maybe. But maybe you can afford 10 of this card. That's $5. You're going to spend $50 on 10. And maybe 5 years from now when the Mox Diamond's like $1,000, those cards could be $100 each. Maybe they're worth less. Maybe they're worth nothing. But you have a chance, right? Because it's still reserve list that it will climb. Or a card could be built to go along with it, making it desirable again. Remember the cards to look for. Land cards with no bad cycling parts to them. Artifacts in the old days are usually generally always better than a lot of the newer artifacts today. So they have a lot of cool effects that we didn't expect back then that make them fun to use still. These are those bits that people just, they miss out on. And although I don't even call it really a buyout anymore, I'm saying it's a buyout for the thumbnail because it did happen as a buyout. These are the prices they are. From this point on, they'll only continue to go up, it looks like. They're going to keep getting bought out. People are going to keep waiting for little dips of $1 or $2 and then sweep in and grab a whole bunch more. Especially a lot of people on this channel who enjoy watching this stuff. It's going to be an amazing ride in the next 10 years. And I hope I'm still here telling you guys about it every day. Because it is going to be exciting. All right? Guys, I hope you listen to this video and understand you're not out of the game yet. If you made it this far in the video, you're not out of the game. Ash didn't give up in the Army of Darkness, did he? He chose those books and he put it back. Of course, it did come back to haunt him. But still, that's the TV series. That's not now. So remember, guys, you can get in. Even if it's a little harder for you, you can do it. Buy one card at a time and work your way forward. This is MTG Mox, man. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Remember, shop smart, shop S-Mart. Let's have a great weekend. Little Boomstick Edition, Necronomicon action. Nachos and cheese this weekend. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And let's get those subscribers in there, guys, because we are actually going to be like higher than we are, okay? I know it. We are going to 5,000 subscribers. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. See you Sunday for the live stream. Have a great one. Did I ever tell you guys patrons are awesome because patrons help the channel? Like, patrons are awesome. I can't stress this enough. Patrons are awesome. And I can't wait for the cake party because we're going to have some fun with the patrons. We really are, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Guess what? Guess what? 900 subs, man. All we need is 900 more. I know it seems like a lot, but it's not. Come on, it was 100 this week alone since the last weekend. So at 100 a week, really, we're talking like 6 weeks, 7 weeks out. Maybe 10 weeks at most. So 900 subs. Maybe we have a good video, get like 60 subs, who knows? And since you're here, some mail, gang. Some mail. Some mail. I know. I thought I'd give you guys a peek. I'll just give you guys who hung on a little peek. Ready? Ready? And here we... No, I'm not going to show you anything. You have to wait.